Hey guys, welcome back to Carib 21 Network, wherever in the world you're watching us from. So, my Caribbean family, brace yourself for what could be the biggest promotional event in the history of the Caribbean. We're talking about 14 days, over 50 million eyes on the Caribbean. Let's talk about it.
So I go on, Massey, but there with my brethren Speed. We gotta light up the evening tonight. We gotta fire it up for the Caribbean tour, man. We about to go crazy. Yo, watch my brethren over here. Jamal? Green apples! Boom!
So first of all, IShowSpeed visit to the Caribbean. What does this mean for the Caribbean? What does this mean for the future of tourism in the Caribbean? And how did a 21-year-old African American get so powerful that he's pretty much having a Caribbean takeover? So first, you'd have to understand the African trip was a very successful trip where he visited 20 African countries, I think within 20 days, and it was a massive success. And if we're taking anything from the success of the African tour, and we know how it's done in the Caribbean is the party capital of the world. So a 21-year-old IShowSpeed in the Caribbean, party capital of the world, this is a recipe for success. And my prediction is that this is going to be way bigger than the African tour.
What the hell is that? What the?
Oh my goodness! What is this? Oh! Oh my goodness! It's that time! Let's go!
So why is this such a big deal, and why are there so many people tripping over themselves to host this 21-year-old African American IShowSpeed, and how did he get so powerful? So first you have to understand, IShowSpeed, 21-year-old, he is one of the biggest streamers in the entire world. He streams on YouTube, and at any particular time, any month, there are over 50 million viewers that view his content on YouTube. So when he decided to take an African tour, that African tour went viral. And in the continent of Africa, they were talking about it for over 1 month. IShowSpeed in the continent of Africa, and we saw a lot of viral clips coming out of his tour to Africa. However, there were some unfortunate incidents in Africa with racism in some of the African countries. But I know that if we are talking about Caribbean and IShowSpeed, young 21-year-old African American, he is going to have the time of his life in the Caribbean. The Caribbean hospitality is going to show up for this young man. They are going to embrace him as one of our own Caribbean nationals. And 14 Caribbean countries in 14 days. This is something to be excited about. Just imagine over 50 million people are going to be able to see 14 different Caribbean islands in 2 weeks. That's a massive undertaking. And I know that the Caribbean islands are going to be competing against each other to showcase the best of the Caribbean. So as I said, this is a recipe for success. And if you're wondering, how will the Caribbean benefit from this 14-day, 14 Caribbean island tour of this 21-year-old African American? So let me break it down. So since 2022, we have seen an explosion of travel across the world coming out of a pandemic when the entire world was locked down. And coming out of the pandemic, we have seen a lot of content creators, a lot of YouTubers doing travel vlog. And those travel vlog, they put an eye on countries that a lot of people did not think about before. And because of that, we have seen the increase of worldwide travel. What does this mean for the Caribbean with one of the most popular streamers in America, African American, doing this 14-day trip? So you'd have to understand that in America, over 150 million Americans do not own a passport. A lot of Americans just travel within America. And when content like these hit the airwaves in America, this will open a lot of American eyes to the Caribbean, places that they have never thought of, places that they have never seen before. You know, people normally think about Dominican Republic, Mexico, Jamaica, but now they're going to have the opportunity to see a rising star in Caribbean tourism like a St. Vincent and the Grenadines, a Dominica. They are going to get the opportunity to see Antigua, Barbuda, and places like Grenada. So this could be like a big win for the Caribbean as long as the tourism ministers across the Caribbean do their work and make sure that this young man gets to see the best of their country. So this is at stake for the Caribbean. And one thing also with IShowSpeed, as I said, he's 21 years old, African American, and when you travel across the Caribbean and you go to any all-inclusive resort, the demographic is not the 50 million people that is subscribed to his channel. Normally in the Caribbean, you would see like older, like white people traveling across the Caribbean. And this will give the Caribbean an opportunity to open up themselves to a different market. The market for IShowSpeed is between 18 and 30. Those are the people that are subscribed to his channel. And I know that the Caribbean is, as I said, the Caribbean party capital of the world and has a lot to offer to that age group. So this could be an opportunity for the Caribbean to capitalize on that age group between 18 and 30. And there's millions of dollars in that age group for the Caribbean to capitalize on. So I'm very excited about this. I am looking forward to see St. Vincent and the Grenadines in particular, because as I said, St. Vincent and the Grenadines is like the new kid on the block. A lot of people are going to see St. Vincent and the Grenadines for the first time. A lot of people are going to see Dominica for the first time. So I'm looking out for these islands that are not known as tourism islands. So this is going to be a massive deal. So guys, sound off in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on this. And I will keep you up to date with all 14 islands where IShowSpeed visit and to show you what is taking place on those islands. And this will be live streamed to millions of people for the next 14 days. So remember, check it out.